Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Welcome if you're new here, and if you're a return subscriber, thank you so much for your views and support. You might hear Millie purring, my cat. She's just here on my lap. She wants to join in this morning, it would seem. You might even see her at some point, we'll see. Before I begin, just to let you know, private readings are still available with me. So if you'd like a reading, they're not available all year round. So check out the link in the description if you'd like a reading. Now in this reading, I'm going to just share some global predictions with you all. Starting with a dream. Okay, there's Millie's tail. You might just see there. She's just circling, getting comfortable on my lap for the reading. She's now settled down. Okay, so the first thing I want to share actually is a dream I had about a week or so ago that I feel was a future vision. Now some people out there, by the way, have been getting visions and dreams as well of the future, and that's really showing me that something's approaching in terms of our world shifting. I can't say when, obviously, but I know for me, when it increases as well, it's telling me something, that a shift is happening and could happen soon. So in my dream, I was in a university. I know it was a uni because it's one that I've been to before. And I was outside the external structure. I could see two pillars. And suddenly it was on fire. It was all being destroyed. It all went orange and that was it. Now, obviously we can get signs from symbols in our dreams, and from the pillars, I took that as the pillars of society, the things that have held our system together, are going to be destroyed, which links to obviously previous predictions that I've shared here. What came through after the dream in particular was education, financial institutions and health. So those old systems that were set up, some will be completely destroyed, I feel, physically, and some will remain and be rebuilt. That's what I'm feeling. But it's interesting that I was in a uni. Obviously they're quite old institutions, aren't they? So for the message there was a change in our education system in the future. Maybe the whole thing is destroyed, the whole system. Because I do feel there'll be spiritual teaching in the future. It will be very different, I feel. And some of us are going to be there to lead the way and step into those roles as spiritual leaders and teachers. It's needed as well, isn't it? Because it's all been built on the trap, the system, in terms of what you're told you should do, and not the fact that you're a free sovereign being. So anyway, there's the dream. What I'm going to do in this reading is just pull a few. I wanted to say get a few, pull a few, and I said get a pull. That can happen, everyone, when you're channeling and trying to talk at the same time. Yeah, get a few cards each time, just to sort of clarify anything else. So let's just see anything else with the tarot on this destruction that I feel is to come. Wow. First card out, the Nine of Swords, is not a positive card. It's a card of, well, what I'm hearing actually is impending doom. See the darkness. But it's a card of nightmares, haunting memories from the past, things resurfacing, a lot of thinking, overthinking, anxiety coming through there. So if this is you, by the way, feeling this right now, try not to drop into fear. See it as, if you know the future, then that's a positive thing. You know, you could make changes now in terms of your lifestyle. What are you dependent on, you know? I'm not here to create fear, I'm just here to share what I see. Wow, yeah, a lot of swords. Okay, we'll just take one more. Yeah, all swords. We're going to take those three. So we've got 9, 6 and 10 of swords. Now the 10 of swords is the ending. 10 can speak of a completion. It's interesting that these are swords, but I'm seeing that like a fire. It's around a heart. So around things that people love, potentially. Their passion. The 6 of swords is about moving on to calmer waters. Now it could literally be people having to move because of destruction. But also moving on from these thoughts, these dark thoughts that are not your own, by the way. And they'll be learning about that in the future in terms of how to move on from that. That's just suddenly coming through. Yeah, so 9 to the 10, an ending, potentially. Swords are about communication and information as well. So moving on potentially from the harmful things that make people in this energy, putting a stop to that and bringing in healing to the world with a star. Star, strength, 2 of Wands. So 2 major arcana here. This card, strength, is really about overcoming those thoughts. You know, you can do it, we can get through this. Having hope of a brighter future, of there being balance in the world and healing as well. Yeah, I'm just there, I was being guided to the star there, and there's a star there. So moving towards the light, that bright future ahead, having hope. And there's also a star here, because it's a star card. Wow, but that's really interesting that we've got all swords coming out around this. So what I feel the message is as well is that it could cause a lot of anxiety in people when this happens, because it's what people have relied on, as I said. But it's like it has to happen to bring in healing in the world. So don't clutch onto it, you know, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, so the 10 of Swords is like the end of suffering before the healing process begins, which we've got there. So that's what we're getting with my dream, the institutions. We're going to move on. There's going to be an end of some of those institutions, I feel. Information that then comes out with swords that brings healing. And I really feel with this card, because I'm being drawn to the lady in the card, that it's, as I said, it's going to be light workers, because of the light around her, that step up, they may be put into positions where they share information, healing messages with the collective, that help people move on and not hold on to the past as well. Yeah, that's going to be very important. So the next prediction, kind of linking to my dream a little bit, is about war increasing. So war and rumours of wars. As I've said, it does say that in the Bible as well, that would happen in end times. So that's where we're at, folks. But what came through specifically, actually, in a vision, was Israel in particular being invaded. Other countries, some joining together, I'm hearing, and there being this invasion of Israel in particular. So just see if I can get anything else now on that with the cards. Wow, well we got 3 major arcana and a major arcana, two at the bottom of the deck as well. And that can signify a major change. So with there being 5 as well, and the Ace of Cups, which can show a new beginning, which the Fool can as well, by the way. Yeah, there's something about that being destined with the Wheel of Fortune. Something about Israel. And we've got very opposing energies here in the middle. The Devil, the Sun. Positive energy, and here is like the trap, the negative forces that have trapped people in a negative way of thinking, which kind of links to the first cards we had. So I'm really getting spiritual battle with these 2 cards here, opposing forces, and also here this figure's on a throne. His authoritative posture shows his dominance over these figures here who are chained. So they could literally be like a takeover, potentially, that happens. Captivity is really coming out there. And with the Hermit as well, I need to sort of go within for a while. But obviously, as a collective, this card also shows how people are bound by their choices and fear. And that really links with those first cards there that came out. However, either side, we've got, the Sun, the most positive card in the deck. We can break out of this. I feel it's going to bring like this new beginning, in fact. With the Ace of Cups as well. The Dove, a sign of peace. So there could be peace that is brought to Israel and then the world, potentially. But what happens after that? Right, what I'm now getting channeled is, it could seem like it's really peaceful in the world. Everything's great, balanced, fresh start is promised, fresh new beginning. But after that, we've got 2 different paths. Now this links to my 2 worlds ahead reading. I've been saying this a lot about the 2 different timelines. Is it going to be this one, entrapment by the system, or is it going to be one of freedom and positivity? It does depend on you, on your beliefs, where you're at, I really still see it. I see the world splitting when this happens in Israel. So that could be our sign, potentially. So your guidance is to go within, see the light, pull away from anything that brings you into that energy of fear and feeling trapped, which links to the first cards. And this kind of links to my next prediction, actually, which is I feel then there's going to be a one world government. If it's that timeline in particular. The other one is going to be different. I feel it's going to kind of link to what I said before about people stepping in and there being spiritual teaching. So it really does depend, but I often see both in visions and dreams, clearly for a reason. As well as that, I'm also getting AI takeover increasing. I've said about this before, about AI potentially getting out of control. I'm seeing that. It's increasing the way that it's very clever. I've been noticing this in terms of things I've checked that are AI, and I think, wow, it's like almost like a human talking to you sometimes, or writing to you. Like, for example, here on YouTube, on this platform, they've got this new thing where in the analytics you can ask, how did your last video do? Different questions, and it'll answer you, and it's so detailed. And I think, wow, it's like it watched the whole thing. Which obviously it didn't, but it scanned. I understand. Obviously, it didn't watch it, but it's so accurate in certain ways that people aren't going to be able to tell the difference between AI and a human in the future, and what's truth and what's false. So watch out for that one. Back to the Hermit. Go within, trust your intuition. Is what I feel about that one. With those ones, I'm going to look into those further in the extended reading. There's going to be an extended on my channel here and on Patreon, by the way. So I'll go a bit further, look deeper at those. There's one more thing, though, that I want to share as a prediction that just came through this morning, which is people's attention spans decreasing, which I feel links to AI, because with AI and other technology, you can get things instantly, can't you? Find answers, it's quick, you're off. Times are changing, obviously, but I'm just seeing that increasing because of what they're bringing in. There's a reason for it. It's to make people not go into that energy. Pull away, go into your cave, find that light within that guides the way. Instead, they want you like that, trapped, chained to the system, the negative system, the addictions, the fears. See, they look quite fearful there, actually. They're tense, tension in the body, that's not good for you. So physical issues as well that could come about. But there's a reason for this, by the way. And again, I do notice it, by the way, also in talking about analytics, in the analytics. Things like a 30-minute video, and it was viewed for about, on average, 10 minutes. Yeah, it's people that come along and maybe fear tells them I'm off, or that short attention span, I'll just stick around for 5 minutes, then I'm off, Or it could also be, by the way, I will mention this in future readings a bit more, negative voices coming into their mind saying, go on, go off and do some shopping. Yeah, so just be aware of that, folks, because I'm seeing that changing a lot more in the collective. You know, like we talk about young children having short attention spans. We need to keep things short, brief for them in terms of teaching. But for adults, whatever happened to having an hour-long conversation or watching a wow, yeah, that came through as too long, channeled. I wanted to say 2-hour-long film, and some people think, oh, that's too long. And I've met people before who said they can't sit and watch a film. So yeah, they've got a short attention span. But there's a reason that's happened. It's programming. It's people who can't just be in the present moment. Their mind is racing on to the next thing, which again links to that card, which can show anxiety, flying to the future. You know, you're watching something, but your mind is thinking, oh, what am I having for dinner? What am I going to watch later? Oh, what should I do now? And then you open another window and look at something else. That's the mind overpowering your spirit. But you're a spiritual being. Yeah, and as I'm saying that, I'm actually feeling anxiety come over me. So I feel that is what's needed in the future, teaching people how to be in the present moment and not let those thoughts override what you do, what you listen to. And I know why it happens. Again, this will probably overflow into future readings, by the way, but people who get those thoughts that say, go on, click on something else. That's the enemy. Those thoughts, dark energies, these two, that don't want you listening to the truth and the light. It's all a game. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's why some of us stick around as well. I want to say that. But it's a shame that some haven't as well, I do want to say. Because they think, some people out there think it's them, that they're disliked. Oh no, that's not the case at all, everyone. No, no, no. What dislikes them is the system and this dark energy out there that I see. This one that rules the world here, but he doesn't rule the world up there. Okay, so up here we've got the true source, light, peace. And then below the sky, let's just say there's the sky, we've got this false god ruling our world. There'll be more on this in the future, everyone. If you're interested, I can share a lot more. So, yeah, that came through for a reason, clearly. I had to share that. As I said, I'm going to extend that other part of the reading in terms of getting more predictions and some guidance. But before I go, I'm going to get some guidance for you all now. And I'm going to bring in a new deck for the channel, the Sacred Rebels Oracle. You might have seen recently that I featured. I did a review and walkthrough of it as well, if you'd like to see all the cards. Beautiful cards. And I just feel they're really good for guidance. So let's see what we get for the collective. Okay, so that one really wants to come out. I'm just taking my time. quite meditative, you know, shuffling cards. I know some of you have decks yourself. You probably find that. Take your time, you know, in terms of when you're guided to stop or how you're guided to pull one. Yeah, see that one just fell out there. Oh, we're just getting a bit poetic now, aren't we? So let's see what we've got. Okay, so we've got, I'll just show you them all. What is already with you? She feels, she knows. And free. I was about to say fear, that's interesting. Free from judgment, free to love. Yeah, so releasing those judgmental thoughts, negative thoughts that we had here, and being in an energy of unconditional love. Now, hold on a minute. Didn't we get these two cards in the last reading here on my channel? Yes, we did. It was the same thing, wasn't it? Release the dark wound and let love live. Yeah. Okay, so that's the same thing coming through that we need to do, clearly. That's our guidance. So those self-limiting thoughts, because it's interesting, it's quite a dark card here. Coming out of the darkness, self-love as well with this card, Ace of Cups. Sharing your love and light freely with others. This is a very pensive card, so yeah, there could be a lot of thinking that's happening at the moment for people. Returning to the past, memories cropping up, but learn from those memories. And also trust that inner knowing, which links to the Hermit here. That inner light, that guidance, what's it telling you? Because you know, your soul knows. If you detach from the system, the things that keep you trapped in a fearful energy, in an addictive energy, wanting things, overthinking, if your mind is doing that, that's not your soul, by the way. That's something else creeping in. Because it's already with you. Yeah, it's already within you. Which again here links to the Hermit. And the butterflies are a sign you can free yourself at any time. You are free. You have the answers within you. You have the potential within you as well to do whatever you want. You are a free, sovereign being, which I'm seeing there. You are not trapped by anything. It's all an illusion. Fear is an illusion. So yeah, again, the two different timelines. Which one do you choose? Do you let that energy overpower you and win? Or do you overpower with your light and win? It's your choice. But yeah, really getting beautiful messages there with the butterflies. If you see a butterfly, that can be a sign that you're awakening as well, and maybe a sign to free yourself from limitations. I thought I'd just share the healing message from the book for this card, the butterflies, because I'm really drawn to that one. Might help some of you. It says, hug yourself by wrapping your arms around your body. Can you summon love for yourself? Feel what comes up for you with this. Do you think it's silly and resist it? Can you soften and melt into it? Feel love for yourself. You are as deserving of love as anyone. Can you accept this love from yourself now? Feel your heartbeat in your chest and the flow of your breath. You are alive. You are connected to life. And you can trust in yourself, your own mind, your own body, your own breath. Just be with yourself and know that all is going to be okay. Reassure yourself that letting go of the past is as natural as the passing of the seasons of life. When you are ready, stand up, open your arms wide, and hold them above your head for a moment. Imagine your heart and hands are open and shining out the beautiful light that is within you. Imagine the universe receiving it and saying yes to you. If you are feeling cheeky and ready, send a big yes back to the universe and laugh. That is all, that is enough. You are enough, so be it. Oh, I love that, everyone. Because it really does link, doesn't it, to, again, that message of coming out of those limiting beliefs and fears and just knowing you are enough. But you've got to show yourself that love first, which links to the Ace of Cups. Unconditional love. You deserve it. You deserve to not be in that energy of fear, nightmares, darkness overpowering you, addictions. That's not why we're here. That's all a trap and an illusion. And some of you know it. With these ones here, your soul knows it. So your soul might awaken at some point in this reading when I say certain things. Is there a part that really stood out, I'm just being guided to say, and you want to rewind and hear that again? That's something, spirit or your higher self could be guiding you to that part. You might want to write it down or, whatever it is that works for you. But obviously take what resonates from this reading. It's up to you. But I think we've got some really interesting messages there come out in the guidance. So I'm going to get more guidance as well in the extended, as well as more predictions. So I'll see some of you over there. If you'd like to join, please do. You can join Patreon for free as well, by the way, to get updates every now and again. Or there's other guidance stuff on there as well. So thank you so much for being here. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe. It really helps me and my channel to keep going. Leave a comment, let us know what you think as well, how you feel. But trust yourself, trust your spirit, go within, be in the light as well. I love the cards that have come out here. I love these cards together again, by the way, Mystic Psyche and Sacred Rebels that I've used recently. They seem to go really well. So that's it, everyone. I'll stop rambling there. Thank you for being here. Sending peace of a night to you all.